Hi, this is Peter Stanley. Welcome to my channel. So doing a grow update. Today is August 5th, 2018. There's my 7-pot peach in the air garden bounty. And it needs to be pruned back again. Got a lot of extra coming out the sides. I just put a video up on this the other day, but I need to do some maintenance on this plant soon, but it's still doing very well. Show you my porch plants. A lot of growth on this Starburst bonnet. It's getting pretty tall. I had to extend my supports and tie it up a little bit. It's got some little pods on there. Got some little suckers. These would actually be really good to break off and then root in something else and grow out. This is the Pinkster Red, and it's not quite as big, but it's got some fruits on here, so I'm turning right. Look at that. A lot of roots in there. I need to do some support, extend the supports on this guy. He's doing okay. This is the other plant I've got in this little float valve feeding system, and it's got a ton of smallish fruits. Not too, I mean, smaller than the parent plant was, but still not bad looking. It's just, I believe it's a unintentional cross to begin with, so there's probably gonna be some variation in fruit size and whatnot, but that's doing well. And I've got my little 1 gallon wicking container. A bunch of my MOA Scotch bonnets are turning right. These are looking really good. I wish I had got this into something bigger, because there's so much more potential for this plant. But I appreciate what it's putting out. Anyway, here's a nicer shape on there. And this little habanero, it's got a little ripe fruit on there. Another one turning. That's just in a little small cracky system. This is a small wicking container with some ricotta's, with a ricotta plant, but it's got a few fruits on there. Here's my Vigilant Plant. And it's really growing. I think I'm going to pick this down today. Getting a few yellow leaves here and there, and I think it's because I can't keep up with the nutrient demand. And the plant is so big, a 5 gallon container is really not enough. Even changing it out once a week. So I get a few of these, but overall the plant looks really good, and there's a lot of ripe fruits on it. I'm tempted to, I know it's late in the season, but I'm tempted to put this into a 44 gallon trash can and a cracky container outside. I don't know if going straight to sunlight would hurt it. I know there's a lot of UV in some of these lights have a lot of UV, so that may kind of prep it for outside. I'm not sure. But I think the plant health would improve if I went ahead and gave it more room for the roots and a lot more nutrients to work with. So that's something I may do even this late in the season, and then save me some money, cut these off for a while. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments on this. But I think it's due for a change. But I changed, like I can put 3.5 gallons in here when I change it out, add a whole nother gallon in the middle of the week, and then by, after 7 days from the initial change out, it has less than a gallon left. So I know it's drinking a lot of nutrients. And I'm sure there's a lot of pH shifts in there with that as well. So anyway, that's how that looks now. It's pretty much taken over this whole grow tent, and a lot of fruits I need to go ahead and pick. Okay, I'll show you this too. This is that little plant I have. It was a cutting from the one I have on the porch of the lightning mustard hab cross, and it's under the little Sansi 35-watt light, and it's starting to. Looks like I need to add a little more nutrients. Bring that up. I mean, the roots are coming out, but it's dropped down enough that the upper roots can't get anything. So I probably top this up a little bit. I think that'll help it some, but seeing some new growth with it. So I think it's going to be okay. Okay, here's my drip system. I have a bunch I need to pick on this. Not on this particular plant, but just in general. This is another Ricardo. It's doing very well. And this is the berry amarillo. I really need to prop this up and tie it to that stake because it's leaning over. Got a ton of peppers on my Thai dragon cross that I need to go ahead and pull. I'm going to do a big pull today after I show you these plants, and I'll show you my harvest. This is Blue Christmas cross. I'll call it Sweet Christmas. Getting a few more ripe on my Chiltepin plant. It's one of the taller plants I've got right now. This is the Bigelochia. It's like the one I've got indoors. The pods on this one a little bit smaller. That's how these are more like finger shaped almost. This is the HV strain white Thai, very prolific. And I've got some starting to turn ripe on these Reaper Mariga cross. Got a bunch I need to pick on my Chromal 7 pot. I'm going to pick some of those off today. Peach 7 pot as well. Those. Some really cool phenos on this plant. A few little bad ones on there. I need to get those off. Yeah, it's really prolific plant. This fish pepper has done some more growing since 2 weeks ago. It's got a lot of fruits on there, a few ripe ones. This is the white boot debut strain. Some really cool ones. I want to let some of these stay on here longer. There's a really nice one there. I'm told that they'll go to that cream color, but if you leave them on longer, they'll turn pure white. It's the Shishito. So far I've picked about 110, 115 peppers off of this plant, and it's still loaded. It's just it's a really nice producer. Here's my hogsweed taken off, and yeah, this is a volunteer pepper here from last year's seed. Popped up next time. I'm going to let it go and just see what happens. These are my 2 Elysium Oxide Scotch bonnets. This is one from Save Seed of last year, and this is some from Justin White. Both of them were originally Justin White. This is some he sent from last year's. His isolated have that more of that true rust color, and these definitely have that. Very nice. There's a lot of pods. This other one, but none of these are turning ripe yet. Yeah, I can go ahead and That's the color they're supposed to be, kind of that rust color. It makes really huge pods, so it's really nice. Okay, I've got a lot of orange brain on here. None of these have turned yet, but there's a bunch on there. There's a bunch of fruits on this Blue Christmas. It's a very productive full plant. Here's my chocolate Beulah DM. I just made a jam with these chocolate Beulah raspberry. Turned out really good. It's a super productive plant. This is my gochu. The nice big wave of pods on here, so I'm starting to turn there. This is my chocolate ghost jammy. The first few pods had a tail pheno, but most of them are straight now. First I thought it was cross, but now I'm not so sure. That's how they're looking now. This is like way hotter than any ghost I've ever had. This is my Papachito cross. It's putting out a bunch and starting to get some ripe. These all are real consistent. They'll have a large calyx that'll bleed through and they turn red. They're about this size. I've been growing it out for a few years now. This is chocolate unreaper. It's getting pretty loaded down now. They're kind of similar in shape to the chocolate Beulah I'm growing. They're really hot. It's an unknown reaper cross from Andrew Whitaker, or aka 96 Strat. Yeah, it's super productive too. This is a Starwacha Hornet. I've got a ripe one back here. These are looking a lot like my Starwacha bonnet, and they're really the same cross, I think. They just originally had thrown out some different phenos. Here's my Gorpion. This is one of my favorites for this year. It's like a bird or something tore into that one. But it's like really productive, beautiful pods. Very hot, and actually they have a really good flavor too, very sweet. Some of the best flavor pods for peppers this hot that I've had. This Pinkster Red, and this is all of my pods are pretty consistent on the two plants I've got of it, but it's still an unstable cross. It's a cross by Pinkster, Emily Scotch Bonnet, and Brazilian Ghost. It's a really good pepper. Very productive. And this is unknown. It's a hornet. Unknown cross with the Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion. And last year it put out yellow pods. Before it put out red. So I don't know what it's going to do this year. It started out kind of sickly, but it's putting out a lot of peppers, so we'll see how it does. Here's my daddle. It's got some ripe on here now. These are this one I accidentally picked an unripe one too, but this is when I first tried it, it went on my permanent grow every year list. I really love these peppers. Very good. Very productive too. This is a Chaco Ends. These will probably be turning ripe soon. There's a few on there ripe now. And this is Vigilant Red, and I'm starting to get some turning on here. You can see it's very productive. This is another favorite, probably grow every year plant, is the Vigilant crossed with Sugar Rush Peach. These are just beautiful pods and very good flavor and heat. Got a bunch I need to pick. I'm going to try to do today before it rains. Here's my hot banana from the department store at the Bonnie plant. And I just picked a bunch off of these and made some hot banana rings, some pickled rings. And one of the branches kind of fell over and broke. But I need to support it better, but it's been a really good producer. This is the JT yellow tie. It looks like they eventually go through a couple different. So they got these kind of cream color, and they go to this orange, and then like a kind of a deeper orange. So I guess this is probably the ripe, but I'll let them go for a while and see. But they look really good. I'm gonna try these. It's my another cross from Pinkster of lemon Starburst. Got quite a few on there that need to be picked. That's a very productive plant. Very good, delicious pods. I did a review on one not too long ago. So how they look. And this is another one that needs to be supported better. It's flopping over, but it's another white boot. It's not some really nice peppers on there. This white boot. I think these are turned actually whiter than the one I reviewed, so they turn a really nice white. And this is the avocado cross I showed you at the beginning. These should turn like an orange tangerine color at some point. There's a kind of smaller pods on this than the other one I've got. Yeah, so let me, if it doesn't rain here in a minute, I'm going to pick a bunch of these down. I've got a volunteer tomato plant. I just noticed it just came up from last year. Got some tomatoes on there. That's cool. But aside from that, yeah, so I'm going to try to pick all these down, get these ripe fruits off of here, and I'll show you that harvest real quick. Okay, so I just picked a few. These are the Street Kitchen crossed with Thai Dragon. This is some caramel 7 pots. And chocolate Beulah. A few of these are slightly underripe, like this one, but they'll ripen out. This is the white boot, the H strain, not the Weaver strain, but the other one. This is the one I'm calling Sweet Christmas. It's a cross between Blue Christmas and Starburst. They're very sweet, and they have pretty good heat too. This is the Gorpian. Really love these. This is Vigilant crossed with Sugar Rush Peach. There's some Peach 7 pot. Really cool shapes on these. This is Lemon Starburst, the Pinkster cross. These are some really beautiful peppers. Really nice flavor too. And these are a few, enough I didn't really have put in a bowl, but there's a few daddles. This is Starwacha Hornet. Elysium Oxide Scotch Bonnet. These skinny ones are the JT Yellow Thai, and then these smaller ones are Chaco Ends. This is the Peppers Cheetah Cross. And these are fish peppers. So yeah, sometimes people ask what I do with all these peppers. Sometimes I'll use them in things. I'll freeze them or dry them. If I can't find a use immediately, I'll preserve them some kind of way, like freezing or drying. And when I always vacuum seal the ones I freeze. But I can usually like to share them with my friends, and sometimes I'll trade boxes. Sometimes I'll make things like last night I made this chocolate Beulah raspberry jam. It was really good. Got a bunch of these, and then the night before that I made some pickled banana rings from a banana pepper plant. So yeah, I try to make things fresh while they're in season, and then whatever excess I have that I can't use right away or do something with, then I'll freeze them or dry them. Make powders, make sauces. If you freeze them, you have a little more flexibility down the road for things like jams and sauces. But it's good to dry some stuff too, because if your freezer goes out, you probably lose all your harvest. And you can reconstitute dried pods too if you want to do something like jams or sauces with them. But really, they're good for making flakes and powders and different spice blends. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. This is my first real. I've been picking a few things here and there, but this first real big pull that I've done this season. Anyway, hope you like that. Thank you very much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.